Hello, online therapists. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you don't want people knowing your home address. Yet, your home address is your office address. So what do? How do you have a successful online therapy business? How do you show up in Google? How do you do SEO, local SEO for your business without sharing a home address? Well, there's actually a lot of different parts to the puzzle. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to dive into how to choose a virtual mailbox address for your therapy practice. Now, there's one thing that's worth noting is that you will not be able to use a virtual mailbox or a virtual office address for a Google business profile. Right? Google business profiles, nowadays, you need to verify your address with a video of you going into the location, unlocking the door, showing your workspace. You cannot do that with a virtual mailbox or a virtual office. It's just, I've called around so many of these places around the country and it's just not possible. So, and I'm going to dive into how to choose the best virtual mailbox address in a moment. A key to search engine optimization, this is your power tip, is that you do need a verified Google My Business profile. So what you're going to want to do, stick with me, is you're going to want to use your home address. You're going to want to verify your home address, and then immediately you can turn it off. You can hide that address from the world and you become what's called a service area business. And then you can be citywide, statewide, multiple states, right? Whatever your licensure allows, that's where you get to have your locations. And you get to pick and choose, I serve here, I serve here, I serve here. But you do want to go ahead and verify your home address, as scary as that may be, and then turn it off so that nobody can see it. So once you do that, or while you're doing that, you get to choose, where do you want the face of your practice to be? What address would you like to be associated with? So when you're making the choice, there is no, oh, just do this, right? It comes down to what is the nature of your practice? Who are the people that you want to serve? Who is your dream client? What are your rates, right? If you're charging $300 an hour, you need to choose a zip code in a place that has a higher income bracket. If you're a marriage counselor, you want to choose a zip code that has a higher percentage of married families. And the reason being is that if you want to show up in those local searches, right? Therapist near me, therapist in Santa Cruz, best marriage counselor down the street from my house, then you need to have that local address reflect the people you want to serve. So what does that look like? How do you do this? To do this, we're going to use two key tools. I'm going to open up my browser and we're going to look at these together. Well, actually, I guess it's three. The first one is Google. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm here in California, so let's do highest income, I've already typed this in, highest income zip codes in California, right? And then you just start there. So here we go. Here's a good site, and I've done this, the income statistics for California zip codes. So you open this up, and here you go, by zip code. So this is for if you wanted to do statewide California and you don't care which city you're in. Similarly, you could do a search for highest income zip codes in Santa Cruz, California, which is where I live. All right, so here we go. Highest median household income in Santa Cruz. So it's the same concept, and you're going to see a lot of times you're going to come to this website, which is one of the ones I recommend. And what do we have here? Highest median. So here, the household income is $136,000 for 95065. Then, if we look over here, though, let's just go for the entire state, because this is mind-boggling. The mean income here is $595,000. So what do you do with this information? All right, well, let's start. 94027. The first thing we do is we take that zip code, and I like to go to this website, censusreporter.org. And as of filming this video, it is pulling from the most recent census, which was 2022. Obviously, a lot has happened since 2022, but it's still a really good starting point. So you go up here to profile, you click in there, you paste your zip code, and what you're going to want to do is get the ZCTA5 data. Right? And this is going to show you the entire 94027. So it's got a population of 7,100, 5 square miles. The average age is 46 and a half. or 0.4. It's about 50-50 male female. The income per capita is per person. So this is interesting, right? So 250, did it just double that? I'm not quite sure how they got to that 596 there. Because this is showing me, right, per capita, which means about per person, an average salary. And it makes sense because this location is right smack dab in the middle of Silicon Valley, where Google is and Facebook and Yahoo and all the tech companies. So this zip code, $187,000 per person. Keeping on going down, very little poverty. They transport an average of 23 minutes to work, an average of 3 people per household, 59% are married. Right, so you just get all sorts of data here. Then there's this other website that had actually popped up here, which was the Zip Atlas. And if you really want to geek out and dive into the data, you can put the zip code up there. And it's going to give you area codes, race, ancestry, immigrant, sex and age, family and households, fertility, income, poverty, employment, transportation, commute. Like, it's just look, it's just going to keep going and going and going and going, which is really cool and probably a lot more data than you need to make your decision. Because what do you really want to do is, now that you're like, great, I want my zip code to be 94027. Let's do that. Then we actually have to see, is there a virtual mailbox in that zip code? So I like 3 of them. I like Anytime Mailbox. So first, we're just going to type the zip code in there, Atherton, California. Do they have it? They do not. 94027. The closest one they have is 94025. So we can take a look over here. What happens if we switch over to 94025? Remember, we're getting the ZCTA5 data. And how does that change things? Click on that. Okay, so this is actually might be a little bit better. This has a population of 41,000 as opposed to 7,000, which means there's more people in that zip code. It's a little bit younger, but here's the big question. See, look at that. The average income is 60,000 or roughly less, 70,000 less than the other zip code, but still probably sizable enough of an income, right? You can decide if that's how that fits for you. And let's just take a quick look down here. So it's actually even a little higher percentage of married. But there are other virtual mailboxes around there. I like this one, DaVinci Virtual. It's more expensive, but it's got, a lot of times it has higher value zip codes. No, so it doesn't, but let's just see. So this one is $69 a month as opposed to this one, which starts at $9.99 a month. So unless there's a major reason to go for 94301 or 94025. So it's got one in the same place. 940. Let's just see, 94301. 94301. You see, it's just a bit of trial and error, and it's just looking around and finding the zip code that eventually, let's see, this one's 17,000. Okay, so this one's a higher income bracket. So we found that, right? So that was 94301. So let's actually go back. Let's just see. 94031. What do they have there? Do they have it? Oh, 94301. Don't mind me. Palo Alto. So they also don't have that. But we know that DaVinci has. And then there's another one. It's iPostal One. I like them. So the thing with this company is why I like Anytime Mailbox and I like DaVinci is those are actually their companies. And iPostal One is a bit more of a matchmaking service. It's these companies are not necessarily owned by iPostal One. They put you in touch with affiliate associated locations that they recommend that are in their network. But let's see, California. Okay, so here it's going to make me, can I just search? Locations, all locations. There we go. Zip. So I'm still looking for that 94027. So do you have it? 94025. So we've got 94025. So at this point, you could choose, right? Do you go 94025? Do you pay extra money and get this 94301? Or do you keep going? What's next? 94957. Let's just see. Does Anytime Mailbox have it? Ross, California. They don't. 94024. Los Altos, 94024. I think you're getting the idea here, because eventually you're either going to find, right, and you can keep searching through all the different websites, but eventually you're going to either find a direct match, or you're going to find a zip code that meets your demographic needs in a way that's good enough, and then you buy it, and then you go and you put it everywhere, right? Like there's all these websites that you would be shocked. I'm going to turn off the browser, because that's basically it, right? There's all these other websites out there that you'd be shocked still exist, like Foursquare and MapQuest and YellowPages.com and WhitePages.com and all of these different websites out there that you actually do want to list your therapy practice on. Because the goal being, the more places your address is listed, Google knows everything, right? There's no hiding from Google anymore. So the more places that say, hey, your therapy practice, according to everywhere else on the internet, is located here, then you actually will get to show up on that, the 94027 zip code search, because it's going to be on your website, it's going to be in these other directory sites, it's going to be everywhere online. So is that helpful? I hope you're understanding a little bit better about how to choose the best virtual mailbox, virtual office, and if you're curious, the difference between a virtual mailbox and a virtual office, you probably want a virtual mailbox. Virtual mailbox will give you a place to have an address, and that's basically it. They'll scan your mail, they'll accept your packages, not much else. A virtual office is like a co-working space, right? Where you actually can have a desk, there's a receptionist, you can have a phone number, you can have a meeting room, but they're a lot more money, and it kind of defeats the purpose to have a virtual office. Your clients probably won't like it. It's probably not even HIPAA compliant to have therapy sessions in a virtual office where other people are around and can hear your sessions. So you want a virtual mailbox. And I know we covered a lot, so if you have any questions about any of it all, reach out and ask me. I'd introduce myself. My name is Greg Goodman. I have been helping therapists fill their caseloads with a steady, predictable stream of clients they love since 2006. I help therapists at every stage of their journey. My specialization is I have a series of programs. My $300,000 therapy practice program is an integrative, holistic mix of coaching, building a foundation, writing copy that connects with your dream client, building a beautiful, effective website around it, and then taking care of all the marketing stuff for you. I also just offer web design. I just offer coaching. There's so many different ways that we can collaborate. The best thing to do is to check out my website, Goodman Creatives, plural of creative.com. And on there, there's links everywhere. Just book a consult. Reach out. Ask me anything. I'm here to help. I love helping therapists. It's my way of giving back to the world. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a beautiful rest of your day.